Students, I wanted to make this video just to help you out with your Madlib game when you get to that lab. It's really not too difficult. So I put this inside of a function. Sorry, this is getting in the way. My computer's kind of getting in the way here. Okay, so I put it inside of a function. So you notice there's indentations all along here. So it's all inside the function. That's not something that you have to do, okay? So you don't have to put it inside a function. If you want to, that's great. And then you can use the code. You can use this as if it were a module, right? You can use this code in another file if you want, but you don't have to. So anyway, that's why I have all this indentation here. But for Madlib, you're going to be asking for, so the instructions are on there. It asks for a name, a noun, a verb, and an onomatopoeia. So what an onomatopoeia is like a word that sounds like a sound. So like, for example, splash or creak, or what's another one? Crash, right? They're words, they're supposed to sound like the sound that they describe, right? So that's what an onomatopoeia is. So, and in the lab, you're supposed to capitalize the name that they give you, and you're supposed to have the onomatopoeia in capital letters, all of it, right? So what I did here, and I asked for 2 of each. You don't have to do that, just depending on the Madlib story you want to make. I had them enter a boy's and a girl's name. And then remember when we talked about strings, you put a dot capitalize with parentheses after it at the end. And that function will capitalize the name. So it doesn't capitalize the whole thing. It just capitalizes the first letter. Okay. So here, for example, if the person put Sarah as the name, but they didn't capitalize the S, this is going to capitalize the S in it. Okay. And I just changed these other ones to be all lowercase, just in case they accidentally put a uppercase letter and we didn't want that in the middle of a sentence. So I put a dot lower at the very end because that's going to take the user input and it's going to make it lowercase. Okay, and then my onomatopoeias, I wanted to be uppercase or I wanted them to be like all capitalized, right? So I put a dot upper because that makes all the words uppercase. Okay, and then I wanted to print the story, the Madlib story, right? And how I did that was I did, if you watched my strings video, we talked about this. This is a way to format strings, okay? So an F string, you can put an F, and first of all, I put these 3 apostrophes, and you could put 3 quotation marks, but I put the 3 apostrophes so I could do this on multiple lines, right? Because it was gonna be a long story and I didn't want it to just be on one line, okay? But before your quotation marks or before your apostrophes or whatever, you've got to put an F so the computer knows it's an F string, okay? And then what you can do is you can put these curly braces, and inside they'll highlight in blue if you've got your F up here. And you can put, sorry, I'm going to cough, so I'm going to try and pause the video so it's not so loud. Okay, so you can put the variable inside there. So in this first one right here, the name 1, that variable is whatever the user puts in for the boy name in my program, for example. Okay, so if they put in Sam, this is going to say there once was a boy named Sam, right? Okay, so and also where we want our onomatopoeia, you just put in curly braces and then the variable name in there. Okay, so hopefully that makes some sense. You can pause the video and kind of look at my code and see if you can figure it out here. But I'm going to run this and we'll see how it goes. Okay, it says, please enter a boy name. I'm going to put Sam because I just said that. Notice I put it lowercase. You'll see in the end it'll capitalize it. Please enter a girl name. I'm going to put Sally. Please enter a noun. And I'm going to capitalize this one to mess it up and make sure that it's going to do it right. A noun, apple. Please enter another noun, door. Okay, please enter a past tense verb, ran. Another past tense verb, swam. Okay, Please, and you don't have to do that. This is just the way I wrote my story. It doesn't have to be a past tense verb, right? I just wrote my story so that it wouldn't work. It wouldn't sound right unless I had a past tense verb. Okay, onomatopoeia. Screech, screech, and another onomatopoeia. I think slam. There we go. Okay, and then it'll type out the story for us. There once was a boy. Let me make this bigger. There once was a boy named Sam and a girl named Sally. Sam and Sally lived in an apple. Wow, that's interesting. One day Sam ran and Sally swam. In fact, Sam ran and Sally swam so fast that they ran into a door. Sam and Sally said screech and the door said slam. Okay, and that's kind of the funny thing about Madlib games, because you make a story, you insert random words in there, and it can just kind of be funny because it's just kind of silly and nonsensical. So anyway, there's my Madlib game. So you want to make your own story here. You don't have to ask for a boy name and a girl name like I did. You really just have to ask for one name for this assignment, ask for a noun, ask for a verb, and ask for an onomatopoeia, and then make a story out of it. All right, so I'm hoping that helped you. Please send me a message if you need more help.